Happy Unify Gathering 2021 weekend. My name is Nashy. This is a heavy music radio takeover. Because you can't go to Unify this year, in conjunction with our friends at UNFD and the wonderful people that make Unify happen, we're bringing it to you. We're bringing it to your backyard. We're bringing it to your shed. Wherever you are, we're bringing it to you. So keep it here on The Faction all weekend. You'll hear the bands that have played at Unify over the years. We'll dig up some live sets and some archived interviews. But it wouldn't feel right without reminiscing with the bands that have played at Unify over the years. And that brings me to my next guest, or should I say guests. We have the singer and bassist from the beautiful Monument. Hello, Lizi. Hello, Amy. Thank you for speaking to The Faction today.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Is the dog there too?
She is outside.
You made the mistake of mentioning that you have a dog. I'm sorry, but I had to bring it up. So you played twice at Unify, or have I missed one?
No, that's we've been to every single one, but we've only played twice.
So what compelled you to go to that first Unify?
Well, I lived in Victoria at the time, and I was told it was just like a heavy metal camping festival, and I was like, that sounds fucking awesome. So.
And I'm a fake fan, and I totally didn't go because I'm from New South Wales, and I thought they were trying to trick me to harvest my organs. So, no.
How would you describe those first few years as a patron?
Oh, my God, it was so, homely the first few years. Oh, my God, sorry, Billy's barking. So homely. Everyone was, it was kind of cozy, it was only, 5,000, up to 5,000 people, I think the first, couple years. I think even the first year was, 2,500 people, I think. It was so small and cozy, and then the bigger it got, I think it got a little bit scarier, but it's still such a vibe.
Did your band exist during these years?
Yes, we did. We just weren't very big.
So tell me, what did you have to do to eventually get that spot at Unify, and I believe it was 2018?
We just had to release a record that people actually thought was better than the EP because the EP was shit. So we just had to release something that people actually liked.
So when you got that call or you got that email saying that you are playing at Unify, what was your reaction?
I wanted to throw up because at that time there was so much happening with the band. We didn't have a permanent drummer. Our bassist at the time was super sick, so we were sort of stuck in a rut of whether to take the show or not originally, because we were like, fuck, how are we going to do this if it's just Andy and myself? But then we got Amy on board and Alex on board, and then we found a session drummer, which was awesome, and we made it all happen.
So Amy, when did you get that phone call to join the band?
I believe it was a Facebook message. So, it felt like it was a bit fake. It was just like, oi, what are you doing this weekend? Or explain the date, and I'm like, oh, I'm at Unify, babe. And she was like, oh, well, conveniently, would you like to play instead? And I'm like, oh, yeah.
So had you already bought your ticket?
Yes, I already bought my ticket.
Did you sell it? What did you do with it?
Well, I still felt like it was a lie and it wasn't going to happen, so I kept it just in case.
Have you got some memories from that show?
It was a train wreck. It was a little bit, it felt awkward. We'd never met, most of us. So me and Alex, we walked into rehearsals the day before and walked up to each other face to face and we're like, hi, nice to meet you. Let's go play Unify. What the
Let's
fuck?
be best friends.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, you got to, I guess you could say, get more familiar with each other. Was it a much more successful hit?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tell me about that. Let's focus on that show instead.
Yeah, the second one was probably the best show of my entire life.
Yeah.
Why?
It was the vibe. Everything felt so good.
And because it had been so stressful because of the rain and getting pushed, obviously it's not their fault that we had torrential rain and shit, but getting sort of moved here, there and everywhere and being told we were playing one day and then not playing till the next day because there are people that had to catch flights and shit, it ended up being quite stressful, but for some reason it just made it so much better when we got on stage. Everyone was so happy and it was all worth the stress.
Yeah, I feel even fans were they were just excited to be watching something. Even people that hadn't heard us before, they were like, oh my God, just something's playing. Perfect. And so it was just getting to play to so many new people that might have skipped it had the weather been better. And then making new friends because of that, new fans because of that. It was sick. it was just a relief. The whole day was just a relief.
Yeah.
And we were real drunk, so that
We
was
were
really
so
nice.
Can you give us an update for 2021?
We're working on some new stuff. We just dropped some new t-shirts, some new are they ringer tees? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which they're super fun. So yeah, we just dropped some merch. We're just working on like writing and stuff at this stage, just because obviously the band, we have 2 members in Victoria and a member in South Australia. Until this whole COVID shit fucks off, like, we don't know when we're going to see each other. Like, TBM hasn't been together since February last year, which is the longest I've gone without seeing some of my best friends. But yeah, apart from that, I guess all we can do is sort of like long distance writing, because unless we can now FaceTime the world without delay and drums playing like 2 seconds off, like, we can't do any of that live streaming stuff, unfortunately.
Thank you, Lizi. Thank you, Amy. And I suppose thank you, Billy, for joining us on The Faction today and reminiscing some of your memories as a patron and as a performer at Unify. All the best for 2021.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
lovely.
much.